It don't going down again. I don't have Mr. Jones in here to fix it, okay? So there's where we at.
I just want to close the door. We now call this council meeting to order. We ask that if you have a cell phone, if you be so kind at this time to put it on silent, mute, or off at this time, be greatly appreciated. We will be led in prayer by Madam Clerk, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Madam Clerk.
O God of might, wisdom and justice, through whom authority is rightly administered, laws enacted and judgment decreed, assist us, we beseech thee, that this city council may be conducted in righteousness and be eminently useful to thy people over whom we preside. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams,
Here.
Morgan,
Present.
West,
Present.
Roots,
Present.
Mayor Kirkland.
Present. Move for the approval of the minutes.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Roots,
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes. We now open up the microphone for public comments on agenda items only. If you want to speak on any of the agenda items, we ask that you go to the microphone, state your name, your address, and your comment or concern. Hearing and seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Resolution, whereas the following individuals have requested a handicap parking zone. Number 1, Hamid Abdul Al Martin, 703 West 6th Street, Chester, PA, 19013. Number 2, Eric Blizzard, 714 Wilson Street, Chester, PA, 19013. And number 3, Alice Taylor, 318 Engle Street, Chester, PA, 19013. Whereas after a thorough investigation by the Department of Public Works, it has been determined the aforementioned individuals have met all of the required criteria and have a need for said handicap parking zone. Now therefore, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize the proper city officials to install a handicap parking zone in the 700 block of West 6th Street, in the 700 block of Wilson Street, and in the 300 block of Engle Street in the city of Chester.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Roots,
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby ratify the appointment of Stephanie Hall to the position of Administrative Assistant, Department of Accounts and Finance, with all benefits applicable thereto, effective August 6, 2022, for 37.5 hours per week at the salary as provided in the annual appropriation ordinance. Said individual has successfully completed the 60-day probationary period.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk.
Councilors Williams,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Roots,
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland.
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby appoint Christopher Brooks to the position of laborer, Department of Public Works, with all benefits applicable thereto, effective September 1st, 2022, for 40 hours per week, at the salary as provided in the annual appropriation ordinance. Said individual has successfully completed the 60-day probationary period.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Roots?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Resolution, whereas Resolution 124-2022 was passed by Chester City Council on July 27, 2022. And whereas it does hereby rescind said resolution. Now therefore the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby ratify the appointment of Anise Miller to the position of Human Resources Generalist, Office of Human Resources, Department of Accounts and Finance, for 37.5 hours per week, with all benefits applicable thereto, effective July 16, 2022, at the salary as provided in the annual appropriation ordinance. Further, said individual has successfully completed her 90-day probationary period, effective August 16, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Roots?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Resolution, whereas on March 24th, 2021, Chester City Council approved the land development of the 105,052 square foot warehouse with office for FMM-QZOB LLC at 4th and Booth Street, Chester, PA 19013. And whereas said plans were not recorded within 90 days of municipal approval. Now therefore the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that in accordance with the recommendation of the Chester City Planning Commission dated March 10th, 2021, and reviewed by the Delaware County Planning Commission on February 18th, 2021, it does hereby grant final land development approval to FMM-QZOB LLC to construct a 105,052 square foot warehouse with office space at 4th and Booth Streets, Chester, PA 19013, as shown on a plan prepared by Lynn Architects, 1140 North Providence Road, Media, PA 19063, dated January 27th, 2021.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Roots?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that in accordance with recommendations of the Chester City Planning Commission dated June 8th, 2022, and reviewed by the Delaware County Planning Commission on June 16th, 2022, it does hereby grant final approval to Michael Gilville, Sr., otherwise known as American Wood Design, to reverse subdivide 4 lots into 1 lot at 218 through 222 Fulton Street and construct a 2,200 square foot warehouse with office space as shown on a plan prepared by Catania Engineering Associates, 520 West McDade Boulevard, Lemont Park, PA 19033, dated April 12th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Roots?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize the proper city official to enter into an agreement with Milligan and Company, LLC, to perform the audit of year ended December 31st, 2020, financial statements and the relating notes to the financial statements, and to meet the requirements of the government auditing standards in accordance with the proposal letter submitted to the City of Chester. Further, said engagement is contingent upon final approval of the city solicitor.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Roots?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve contract for City of Chester Municipal Building Roof Replacement, Option 2, B, and is hereby awarded to S.J. Thomas, 140 Bertram Avenue, Lansdowne, PA, 19050, for which responses were received through Keystone Purchasing Network, known as KPN, in the amount of $382,422.85 to be paid from American Rescue Plan Act, known as ARPA funds. Further, the city has complied with all KPN bidding requirements. Further, that the solicitor's office shall review and approve the contract, and the contractor shall furnish a performance bond in the full amount of their respective contract to the satisfaction of City Council.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Roots?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize the 2022 American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, vehicle fleet purchase for the Department of Public Works and the Chester Fire Department through the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Cooperative Purchasing Program, known as CoStars, from Whitmore Ford Incorporated, 1001 East Main Street, Mount Joy, Pennsylvania, 17552, for the following vehicles in the stated amounts, which are to go the listed departments, not to exceed $300,000. Said vehicles are to be paid from the designated ARPA funds. 2 for 2022 F-550s in the amount of $200,350 for the Department of Public Works. 1 Ford 2022 Police Interceptor Utility All-Wheel Drive Base K8A Fire Marshal Upfit in the amount of $50,680.21 for the fire department, and then 1 Ford 2022 Police Interceptor Utility All-Wheel Drive Base K8A Fire Command Upfit in the amount of $48,969.79 to the fire department. Further, that the solicitor's office shall review and approve the contract, and the above vendor shall furnish a performance bond in the full amount of the respective contract to the satisfaction of City Council.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Roots?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does hereby authorize the vehicle fleet purchase for the Chester Police Department through the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania Cooperative Purchasing Program, CoStars, from Whitmore Ford Incorporated, 1001 East Main Street, Mount Joy, PA, 17552, for the following vehicles in a stated amount not to exceed $500,000. Vehicle number 1, 9 Ford 2022 Police Interceptor Utility All-Wheel Drive Base K8A KML Emergency Outfit for Patrol in the amount of $432,240.75. Vehicle number 2, 1 Ford 2022 Police Interceptor Utility All-Wheel Drive Base K8A Police Command Unit in the amount of $47,792.77. And vehicle number 3, a K9 vehicle upfit in the amount of $19,966.48. Further, that the solicitor's office shall review and approve the contract, and the above vendor shall furnish a performance bond in the full amount of the respective contract to the satisfaction of City Council.
So moved.
I second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Roots?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Resolution, the Council of the City of Chester does resolve that it does approve and order payment of a August 12th, 2022, attached hereto and made a part hereof, subject to approval from the Department of Accounts and Finance.
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Ruth?
No.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Bill number 5, an ordinance of the City of Chester, Delaware County, Pennsylvania, repealing Part 17, Building and Housing, Title 4, entitled City of Chester, Watershed Stormwater Management Ordinance of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Chester, 1978, as supplemented and amended by adopting a new county-wide stormwater management ordinance entitled Chester City Amended and Restated Stormwater Management Ordinance as developed by Delaware County for countywide compliance with the 2022 Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, better known as PADEP, Model Stormwater Management Ordinance as required by the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, known as NPDES, for small municipal separate storm sewer systems, MS4s, and repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances inconsistent therewith.
I move that we pass bill number 5 on its first reading.
I second that we pass bill number 5 on its first reading.
Are there any questions? Madam Clerk?
Councilors Williams?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. Bring you greetings from the Office of the Controller. I'm going to read you the financial requirements and minimum municipal obligation budget for 2023. I'm going to read the non-uniform, which is $1,256,011. The next one is the police, which is $10,631,820. Fire Department, $2,213,446. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam
You
Controller.
accept it. Okay.
Do we have to pass that? Do we have to pass it? A motion to pass it?
She just reads it. We have a COVID presentation. Ms. King?
Good morning.
Good morning.
The Pennsylvania Department of Health reports that there have been 7,556 positive cases reported in Chester since the start of the pandemic. There has been 140 positive COVID cases reported in Chester in August. The CDC has also reported 371 cases of monkeypox in the state of Pennsylvania. Delaware County is currently experiencing a medium level of COVID-19 transmissions. According to the CDC, people may choose to mask at any time. Those at high risk for severe illness, those with symptoms, a positive test, or exposure to someone with COVID-19 should continue to wear a mask. The Delaware County Health Department encourages the public to follow the CDC's recommendations for universal masking indoors regardless of vaccination status. Just a reminder to parents that the new school year is just around the corner and you should vaccinate your children as soon as possible. COVID-19 vaccinations and boosters are available on August 29th, September 12th, and September 26th from 11 to 5 at the Delaware County Health Center located at 151 West 5th Street. They offer walk-ins, but you are encouraged to schedule an appointment by calling 484-276-2100. The CDC recommends that everyone 6 months and older get a COVID-19 vaccine and everyone 5 years and older get a COVID-19 booster. You can also go to vaccines.gov for the most up-to-date appointment availability for vaccines and boosters. Finally, there will be a backpack giveaway on August 26th from 2 to 6 at Every Drive in Chester behind the high school. Woodland Pharmacy will be providing vaccines, boosters, and flu shots on site as well. We will also be giving away COVID-19 test kits this afternoon, August 24th, around 12:30 to 1:30 at Chester City Hall. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. King. And just a slight correction, it is spelt wrong on the paper, but she said Every is Erie Drive. I'm sure all of you know where that is. So thank you for a thorough presentation, Ms. King, once again. This time we have a school presentation.
Go to the mic. Or
Yeah, please. Scoop had its first community day on Saturday, and we recognized a lot of people. And one of them was Miss Carter. Miss Carter is a powerhouse when it comes to advocating for people here in the city of Chester. She does it with grace. She does it with humility, and her dedication and integrity to her task it's renowned. People even know her in Philadelphia, to which I was surprised when I had to navigate the system. So she's someone who has a lot of humanity, and someone I love dearly and who has been a mentor to me. So with that, I present you with this award. It says, the Recognition Award presented to Rosetta Carter in appreciation of your service, commitment, and dedication to our communities. Scoop USA Media, Saturday, August 20th, 2022. Thank you, Ms. Carter, for your service.
Good morning, everyone.
good morning.
I'd just like to thank Ms. Lavender Sams for this award, as well as you can let your CEO know as well. I extend much gratitude. But also, I just like to extend much thanks to the mayor and fellow council members, because many of you know that I've had a bout with breast cancer for a whole year. But by the grace of God, I stand today, and I must say that mayor and council have been very gracious to me, and I still work. Many times I was working, people didn't even know I was sick, and many times I took my treatments, and I would come right to work. But again, by the grace of God. But I want to say a special thank you. I don't see my oldest son, but I do see my son Kevin that's standing, and my son Jonathan is over there. And my other son, I guess he had to go back to work. He works all the time, Ernest. And I just like to say about my oldest son, he did not miss not one treatment for that year. And every day I went to either was Jefferson or either Penn Medicine. And I opt to take the train because I wanted to continue to be mobile. And in the weather, inclement weather, sometimes with snowing, ice, but still, by the grace of God, I made it. So my heart is overwhelmed because, again, I understand the importance of women getting their mammograms, as well as you need to look at your pre-screenings every year that your doctor says that you're supposed to have. Please go to your doctor and make sure. I can't call everyone's name, but I do like to extend my gratitude to my pastor, Pastor Bernadine Ellis. She surprised me, because she's on vacation and a much needed vacation. So I really, really, really appreciate you being here. Then there are so many other people, my cousin Dorothy, and I'll just name some of my family members. And I see Vincent Seaton, my nephew. Um, there's many, and many of you that are here stood by me. Many of you came to my home. You brought food. You put it in my door because I couldn't allow anybody to come in. Many of you sent flowers. And I just like to say, Miss Shelton, she's the oldest one in this room, right, Miss Shelton? Okay.
Good now.
Miss Shelton, from the very time she heard that I had breast cancer, Miss Shelton made it her business to send me a card every week. And not only did she send me a card, she sent me also a monetary gift. But the gratitude that was extended to me, and Judge Van, she went with me to appointments in Philadelphia as well. Um, you don't know what life has in store for you each day. And I would encourage you to value every day. And I didn't realize so many people were concerned about me, but I realized it's how you treat people. And I've always been a believer. You treat people the way you want to be treated. You may have disagreements, but that's all right. But you learn to forgive and keep moving on because life is too short. So, lastly, I give God the glory and the honor because it was truly an ordeal to go through. When I got there in September, they didn't think I was going to make it. But I told the doctor, by the grace of God, I'm going to make it. And and through it all, they just felt as though I was a wonder because though I had some what they call setbacks or what happens when you get those types of treatment, but I was still able to forge on by the grace of God. So I just extend great thanks to all my friends and relatives and friends and co-workers, even Councilman Jacobs. He would call me every Tuesday. From the time I found out I had cancer, he was very much concerned about me. He didn't miss a Tuesday calling me just to see how I was doing. So if you know someone that's going through, you know, don't don't just take it for granted because you don't know when it's going to be you. I never thought that I would have to go through that. And I mean, it was an ordeal. I had to go through chemo. I had to go through lumpectomy, and I had to go to radiation. But I went through by the grace of God and like a champ. So again, my heart is overwhelmed because it's right at a time where I just completed all my treatments, and I don't have to go. And I heard Miss Smith back there. She said, "All right." Miss Smith was also right there along with me, calling me every week. She said, "Rosette, I don't want to wear you out, but I'm just concerned about you because when you've been friends for a long time, you don't forget about friends. You may disagree, like we will disagree because we're human, okay? But we have to learn to forgive and move on. So I just again say thank you. Pastor Saunders is here. I thank you for all your prayers, along with your husband, because it's truly. And then Meg is here. I said I was going to call her name from, once you start, and then somebody gonna tell me later you ain't call my name, But charge it to my head, not to no, not to my heart. But Meg ran from Keystone First, and she brought me so much food to put in my refrigerator. I think I still have food in my refrigerator today, Mayor. She brought so much, So again, God bless you all. But the most important thing, take care of yourself. Don't be so busy where you got to get everything done that you don't go to the doctor or that you don't listen to the doctor. I listened to the doctor, but I was smart enough to research about the doctors because I had to research. You got to research, because a couple doctors I went to in the beginning felt as though there was no hope. I said, well, I don't need you to work on me if you feel there was no hope. So by the grace of God, I was able to go. And then my niece is a breast surgeon in Nashville, Tennessee. So she was navigating me through the system as well from Tennessee. But what I was able to see, that there's so much disparity when it comes to African Americans. I'm telling you, if you don't have insurance, they don't sometimes, they say they treat everybody equally, but that's not true. Okay, when it comes to African, and that's African Americans, and that's why I work so hard in my community to make sure people know how to navigate the health system, to make sure they know where to go, and to know that they can't give up. Because again, I watched it day in and day out. And thank God I had good insurance here. And I also had another insurance. So I think my bill was over $200,000. And I only had to pay like about $60. So God is good. So thanks again. If I didn't call your name, and I'm not ashamed to share it because I want to be able to share it so people can take care of themselves. Don't think you're so big and bad that it won't hit you. It may not be cancer, but it may be something else. Okay, so please, please, I can't say it enough. Go to the doctor. Take care, take care of yourself. And if you have to talk to someone, reach out to someone because I'm here to share with you, and everything is confidential with me. Because when you've been through and you walk those shoes, you know. And again, thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Ms. Carter, and awesome testimony. And I want to thank all those who have walked with you through this journey and continue to walk with you through this journey. I'm not going to call any names. I was, but since you done named them all, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Huh?
I named you first.
No. I said I'm not going to call any name. I'm not going to get in trouble today. But we just thank all of you for being here and being that support mechanism that so many of us need, especially at a time like this. I will recognize the judge because I don't want to have to go before her. But I do want to recognize Judge Dawn Van, Honorable Judge Dawn Van. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being that support mechanism. Before we go into our public comments, I do want to introduce our new Chief Operating Officer. Some of you may have met him already, and some of you may have not. Mr. Leonard Leitner. This young man comes to us by way of Allentown with a wealth of experience and dedication and commitment. My mother and father always told me if you look a person in the eyes, you can see their heart. And I see that this gentleman has a heart for the people in this community and look forward to continuously working with him. Mr. Leitner, would you just stand and say hello to some of these folks? Thank you. At this time, as soon as Miss Carter's entourage we're going to open up the microphone for public comment. We ask that you would Remember, as we do our public comment, that we're asking you to limit yourself to 3 minutes, because there are a number of persons who have signed up. Ms. Beaver.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good morning.
Councilman West was already notified, but I just wanted to bring it in front of the council about the lighting on Ninth and Butler.
Mhm.
Since Sadiq had closed his shop,
I'm sorry, I can't.
Sadiq,
Mhm.
since he closed the water ice place, so there's no lighting in his parking lot, and he had those U-Haul trucks in there. So when I come home at night, it's like pitch dark. So we only have 2 lights, one at Butler and Hughes and Butler and McDonald, and it's not lighting up our street at all. And another thing, he have a whole bunch of trash in his parking lot, inside his parking lot at Ninth and Butler. And I've been there for like 2 months now.
So you're saying his lights on his property are not on?
It's not on, so it makes our street dark now.
Okay.
His lights was lighting up our streets, because he kept them on 24/7. But now, since his business is not open, we have no lighting but the 2 little lights on the corners.
Okay.
Okay, and what we're getting ready to do is, my staff and I, is to go by and do an assessment at night. We have to go at night
Mhm.
to look at it, you know. And then I'll get back to your mom. 'Cause she
Okay.
and I talked,
Right.
so,
All right. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Have a good one.
And Carla, what
Yes.
about the trash? You said he left a lot of trash.
I'm not sure if he put it there, but somebody put trash right in the parking lot, right at the corner of Ninth and Butler, and it been there for like 2 months.
2 months. Okay.
It's right behind.
Our L&I inspector is.
Yeah, it's right behind the bus stop, but inside the lot.
Okay, Mr. Collins, please
Okay.
send someone over to the.
Thank you.
Ms. Snowell. Mhm.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd first like to convey my condolences to you,
Thank you.
Reverend Kirkland,
Thank you, Ms. Snowell. Thank you.
on the loss of your brother. I'm here in reference to 713 East 25th Street, the corner of Providence and 25th Street. For over 2 years, we've been complaining about the dumping on the corner. I've called council, I've called the Chester Police, they have records. I've even addressed the issue with the people that were dumping. The cops come and they say it's nothing that they can do other than take a report because city council has to handle it. It's not being handled. I mean, I've had almost violent confrontations with the people that are dumping, telling they can't dump here. And I'm being told that they're being paid, they pay the owner to dump there. And Councilwoman has told me that the man would be fined. Well, what good is it to fine it if he's getting paid for dumping there? The fine means nothing. And it needs to be addressed because we're getting rodents, we're getting deer that we never had before. Now they're making a driveway through that yard. So I want to know what council's going to do about it.
That's the property right there at 25th and Providence.
Yes, you've come out and
I've
we've
turned
had
this
meetings,
over to,
but nothing's changed.
the L&I. I don't know if any,
I've talked with him also.
because it would come out of their area, you know.
Mhm.
So I did refer it to L&I. I don't know if there's any updates on it, or if the engineer has anything to say.
Mayor, Council, Ms. the street
No,
that you're
well.
talking about is the street that I grew up on. I have worked with the engineer Mike Alante, and Mr. Deek has been very difficult for us. We do have a plan in place. We have emails going back and forth. and it has been for a while. And compared to when he took over, it looks horrible. And I
Yes,
completely
it
agree with
does.
you. But we are going to work with them. We're working with our solicitor's office, and believe me, we are. It's a process that takes place. I know you say 2 years, but
It's been
Mike,
over
you wanna
2.
speak on it?
Yeah, just give you an update. He's been working out there at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've gotten
Waking
messages
people
from the owner at that time of him actually working. So I did contact him, and he is going to come in for a meeting, and that's where L and I and Commissioner can meet with him and say, look, you got to clean this place up, and we got to stop what's going on out there. So that meeting is getting scheduled, and I will certainly work on expediting that meeting so we can try to resolve this issue. It's been going on for years. We've went to court at one point. He never showed up. We reported to the judge, and we just been able. It's been a hard time getting a resolution to this problem. I'll be honest with you, but I think we have some more information now. And we can meet with them and try to get it resolved.
And I at one point, I think it was one summer, they had a bonfire out there. I was in Delaware, but I got a call and then came back and got the fire department out, and we shut them down, and they were given permission by the owner to do this, or the son of the owner, to do this bonfire thing. And people, you all were, of course, afraid because you had all these people there in your community that you didn't know. They were parked all along the street. So we did get police and fire involved,
Well, the fire department did come because there was all kind of wrecked vehicles, and I talked to him, and he did have those removed. But it's an ongoing problem, and we live in the best area of Chester, and we should not have to tolerate that because our taxes are extremely high. Because I own other property, and I don't pay nowhere near what I pay on 25th Street. So it needs to be addressed.
I just want to add, my name is Gary Collins, running for the city of Chester. He has been a particularly difficult problem. We have shut his yard down. We attempted to take him to court. He doesn't show up. I'm gonna work with Mike Galante and the police chief to try to get his yard, maybe remove the stuff off the yard. We can tow it all off, but it's a lot of, there is a lot of difficulty in dealing with Mr. Deeds. So we are in the process of trying to make that happen.
He should be locked up.
We attempted.
Really,
We
he
attempted.
should be. He needs to go to jail.
We actually attempted.
Fining him means nothing. Giving him a fine means nothing. When the people are getting paid, I talk to the people that dump. Because I've even blocked, the cop told me I can't block the driver. I said, you're not going to dump that here. And they said they paid him. He's being paid, but they use that as a dumping ground.
We've actually spoken, of course, specific jail time involved. Because fines and stuff, he doesn't seem
It doesn't mean anything. If
respect
you're
them at
getting
all.
paid, he can pay the fine.
Ms. Noel, it's not going to go unchecked. I do know that in past times it's hard getting through our court system because of the virus and all that stuff. But hopefully, as we move forward, you have our commissioner, our engineer, and our L&I director all working, and along with council, all working on this. I see it when I drive out of the city of Chester, and I see the property that you're talking about. It has to be corrected, and it will. It will.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Noel. Mr. Ishmael.
Good morning, city council members. My name is Elijah Ishmael. I live at 312 Pennell Street, Chester, PA. Through talking with Councilman Morgan and Councilman Roots and listening to what you had to say last council meeting, Mayor, and on advisement of Council Portia West, I have I just introduced example of something that I think
we probably can agree on as far as the memory of my daughter Naima Ishmael, where she was tragically found at murder execution style off the path down the waterfront. It's actually a bench right there where my daughter was found at. It's actually a bench that she was laying next to. And my family, and my friends proposed to just put a memorial bench there. Again, no money from the city at all. We would change the bench out, and we just want a plain, and I don't want to say plain because I'm dumbing it down because of the feedback that I had got. But we just want something in memory of Naima Ishmael, right there where she was found at. Just change the bench out. As we would in the bench that's already down there, we can't add it to that. We wouldn't want to add it to that because it's all chipped up and stuff like that. But we will change. We will pay for a new bench and just pay for a simple bronze plaque in memory of Naima Ishmael, if that would please the city. I don't. I think that would cut out a lot of red tape. I think changing a bench. I don't know if that has to be taken through the proper channels, like what we wanted as far as the boulder and the plaque that we wanted, the 12 by 12 plaque that we wanted on there. But I'm asking City Council if we can. And talking to Councilman Roos, we still would like to be included in your plan too, Mayor. Talking to Mr. Roots, he couldn't give me too much information on it, but he said what you had planned for, I think, Memorial Park. He really stressed to me that he really liked it, y'all did. But this right here is just something personal to us, me and my family. I would never downplay somebody losing a family member. But I had her when I was 15 years old. 15, man. I will say it hit different. It hit different, man. I grew up with my child. Me and my child grew up together. We just want something, lack of a better word, certain personal, something that we can go to personally and say, hey, this is our thing. This is something that we can show our memory for our daughter, our sister, our granddaughter, our aunt. And like I said, if you look at the examples, it's not, it's nothing, um, lack of a better word, outrageous. It's just simply, a bench with a bronze plaque on it, and in memory of Naima Ishmael. And that spot, that's actually again off a beaten path. Like I was talking to Councilman Roots, it's not going to be out in the city or anything like that. It's actually off a beaten path, and I showed pictures of examples of where it's at. I just would like the city council to take that into consideration.
Mr. Ishmael, and I will have this conversation with rest of council as well. My understanding is that is a city's bench, and being that it's a bench that belongs to the city, a couple of things can happen. Number one, we can either instruct our workers to, rather than you have to go out and buy a whole brand new bench and have to find a place to put it. We, or along with your family members, could spruce that bench up, make it look real nice again, and then allow you. This will be after I have the conversation with the council person. Allow you to place the plaque there.
Yeah. Well, we did all the research, and the bench. I don't go down there. I've been down there because me and Rodney Robinson had to go down there. We took pictures. We observed. I wanted somebody from the city to observe what I was talking about. I rob. 291 is the best way to get through back and forth through from the east side to the west side of Chester. Every time I ride past that area, that I would say the stadium, it never fails. Every time I ride past there, I have an eerie feeling, and I think, you know, so I don't go down there too much. But like I said, we done did the research on the bench. We done did the research on the bronze plaque, and we would literally, if whenever we get, we would literally pay for everything. We would not want the taxpayers, city council, anybody else. We literally would pay right now, order the bench, order the plaque, and we would have it delivered to here at City Hall if y'all would want to, so that the workers can erect it and put it down there if they want to. Well, however, which way the mayor and city council would like to do it.
You know, I'm totally fine with that, and I believe council is as well. I was just trying to save you some time, some money.
Yeah,
If you want to put a brand new bench down there,
I've been, like I said, the bench is chipped up. It's not
Yeah.
it's not no saving it. You know, it's chipped up. You know, it's water done got to the metal part, and it's kind of rusting out a little bit.
well, let me do this right now. Council in agreement to allow Mr. Ishmael to place a brand new bench.
I think you can make a motion and have discussion and vote.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. So we're looking for a motion to have the Ishmael family place a new bench down there along with a bronze plaque in remembrance of their family member,
Subject to the city's approval.
subject to the city's approval.
So moved.
A second.
Any questions?
I'll just make one comment that another person that we have to get involved when you say city approval would have to be who's ever responsible for the trail that part of the city is a part of. I forget the exact name. There's so many trails running through the city,
I think it's
but I think they would have to be involved as well because that's part of their design.
It's a city trail.
city trail.
It's a city trail.
Mhm.
Okay.
I believe the benches were placed there by the city. Well, we can check to see if it was grant funded, how it was funded for the benches to be placed there, but it's a city trail.
That's it.
So that would be included in your motion.
Madam Clerk?
Councilors Brown?
Yes.
Morgan?
Yes.
West?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Mayor Kirkland?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Smith?
Still morning yet? Well, no, I don't know about that clock. Okay. Hello. I just had a couple questions, just for clarification. When the controller read the minimum municipal obligations and the amounts that she stated, for layman's purposes, because I'm sure a lot of folks don't know, what does that actually mean? The amount of money that was mentioned.
On an annual basis, the city of Chester has a MMO, minimum municipal obligation, that we have to pay towards the pension plans here in the city of Chester. So there's a non-uniform pension plan, there's a police pension plan, and there's a fire pension plan. So the controller provided mayor and council and the public with the numbers provided to the city of Chester via the actuary. What the city should budget for 2023 as our minimal obligation for the pension plans of police, fire, and non-union employees here.
Okay, so that's the amount of money that is needed in order for them to continue to get whatever payments that they're receiving on a weekly basis, or whatever they get payroll every 2 weeks. That's a yearly amount that's needed for them to get paid on a regular basis.
Yes, that the city has to pay, yes.
Okay. And I just had one other question because I was just concerned about the expenditure list. With the abstention, it was from Mr. Roots. Was there something on the expenditure list you didn't like that you voted no for? If I can ask that question, Mr. Mayor. Okay, I asked it.
So you're asking me, was there something on the expenditure
But
list?
you said
I
no.
didn't like?
Usually everybody is okay with the expenditures. I was just wondering if there was something there that you didn't like that the public needs to know.
It's more so the process for approving expenditures. We would get them at the deliberative to have an opportunity to ask questions.
Oh,
That didn't happen this week.
okay. Thank you. And I just want to say,
And
city,
and just to make a comment on that, Councilman Roos is correct. We recently had a resignation in the accounts payable department. So right now we have temporary employees filling in, and they weren't fully aware of the process or knew how to extract those reports in a timely fashion. So the reports did get to the individuals who provide us with the packets. I want to say Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning, but that information was not dispersed out prior to early morning of the council meeting. So I just want to let you all know there are temporary employees in that position, and we are looking to fill that position full time.
and I just want to say, I don't read the Daily Times often, I'm gonna be real. But I did see on the front page, the Sunday's paper, that the city is proposing to do a waterfront revitalization. I want to say kudos to the city for moving forward to make sure that eventually our waterfront will be just as beautiful as Wilmington and as Penn's Landing, which they got the name from the city of Chester anyway, but it'll be just as beautiful as that. So I just want to give you all your props and say thank you for moving the city in a positive manner. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ms. Smith.
And may I add to that last piece? The city has been working on a waterfront master plan since maybe 2018 or 2019. We did complete that master plan. I want to say, I'm pretty sure it's on our website, so you can go look at the master plan. It has a good amount of information in there, some nice pictures as well with the waterfront from Highland Avenue to Norris Street can or may look like in the next coming years. We've been coordinating with many stakeholders on the waterfront, primarily the Philadelphia Union, to try to get something done down there as soon as possible. However, some of the things that we've been doing are some small accomplishments. As you may see, I think it's Rainey Street is, we're about to start a road repavement on Rainey Street, and we did Engle. I want to say Engle Street has been repaved over the last year with sidewalks and beautification aspects to it. So we're going to continue to do some small projects down there, and hopefully will lead to a larger project that will allow all of the residents to benefit and be resources of what we're going to put down at the waterfront. So you can all go down there and live, eat, sleep, and play, and with your family and your colleagues. So thank you.
But I also want the residents to know, and I see a couple here, that as we go through these planning sessions and we're talking to, like, everyone's at the table, Councilman Morgan and I, we were in a meeting yesterday about the Rainey Street project, and our full focus was, what type of impact that it will have on you as they make these changes down on 291. So we want them, and eventually there will be a community meeting, but I want you to know we're asking those questions on your behalf because we know that you've been impacted negatively with other projects that have taken place down there.
And just to add one more thing, when we started the project for the plan of the waterfront master plan in 2018/2019, we had, I want to say, 5 or 6 meetings with the community that were invited. We had those meetings here in the community room. We went out to other organizations and spoke to them as well. So the community was involved in the process for creating the plan of the waterfront master plan. And if you look at the plan, you'll actually see pictures of your neighbors or individuals within the community actually in the plan as they were here in in the community room discussing what they would like to see on the waterfront as well. So that's something separate. Like Councilwoman said, we had a meeting yesterday with the state and PennDOT, and you will be engaged in having more discussions with the community about that because Councilwoman West, who is over Public Works, we all want to make sure that we're transparent and keep you all involved in what we're trying to do to make 291 more of a safe location to travel and pedestrians to walk across. So.
Maybe I'll add something to that. know, we just talk about the construction on Rainy Street. One of the purposes of it is to really brighten up the entrances from 291 down to the waterfront. So the look of it is going to be pretty spectacular. It's more than just paving or sidewalks. It's going to have a, I don't know, I suffice it to say, a Bourbon Street kind of look. There'll be overhead lighting. There's some special designs. It's kind of it's going to encourage people to just hang out on Ingle Street. So the whole purpose is that every street that goes from 291 to the waterfront will have a very similar treatment. So when it's all said and done, it will be a very attractive entree to the waterfront as opposed to what we have now, just basic streets. So look for a really robust, beautiful, engaging, inviting design on all those streets that head from 291 to the waterfront amenities.
And the safety component is in that as well, to help people get from one side of 291 to the other side. So we're thinking about your safe crossing as well.
Thank you, Council. And this has been in the works for quite some time, just to let you know that we have been diligently working on our waterfront to make it more inviting to our entire community. Mr. Crawford.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Morning. Morning.
Well, one of the things that I did want to talk about that y'all just had a conversation on is that the parks, we don't have anything that is, what I think is really nice on the Delaware. If you were to go up to Essington and try and look at their park on the water, lights, the actual gazebos, and just open areas to a park. Then you can go down to actually Marcus Hook, and you pretty much have the same thing. For us, can you really tell me where people actually feel safe to go to actually go with their family? And there really isn't. Changing, slightly. My one question is, was Murphy Ford given the option to actually make that an actual junkyard parking lot, or were they given the option to actually build something there? One of the problems also that we also have is there are holes on 15th Street Township Line Road there that have been promised to be fixed for and turn years. At the same time, on Carter Lane, our street is actually starting to have grass grow up out of the cracks because the road is getting holes and it's also getting cracks in it. The other problem in which we're having is people are coming up Carter Lane in the wrong direction. My car has gotten hit from it, and other people have cars have gotten hit from it. We asked for police officers to at least ride through our area, even if it was once a day. It would be nice, but it doesn't even happen. It doesn't even happen once a week. As again one different note on 291, is there a way to put a better sign showing how to actually get on to actually 95 down there? There's a small sign over here, and people are looking to actually find the road. It's just hard to see. I look forward basically to your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford. Let me address the first statement you made about is it safe for our families to go down, I guess, in the area of the waterfront. The answer is yes. I take my grandkids down there. We've been down there for fireworks. They have a nice little soccer session that they have, not in the soccer stadium, but on the side where Miss Tripoli has held a little soccer event every year for about approximately 6 weeks.
On which side of the stadium? North side?
On the south side,
Where the practice field is.
near the right there on the practice field.
So what you're saying is people are able to actually go down there 24/7?
Well, I hope they wouldn't be there 24/7.
Yeah, but I mean,
But they have access to it. They have access to it. We've held fishing events down there in the waterfront where persons that have come, I call him, Big Jim.
that's on the north side, not the south side.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all the waterfront.
Yeah.
It's all the waterfront. And children of all ages and their families come down and they learn how to fish. Once again, I've taken my own grandkids. I've watched folks go down and walk from one end to the other as they exercise down in that area because it's a real nice area to do a nice walk or bike ride.
As it would look better if you were able to, one, have actually good grass down there, two, have actually trash cans, have that barrier to actually keep cars from actually driving on to the grass.
Well, I'm not quite sure I'm getting where you come from with the grass and the barriers.
Okay.
But I just wanted to address you said about the safety issue. Second thing you said was the police ride through. My commissioners here, we have a satellite police office. We have a satellite office up there. And because of your comments in the past and concerns in the past, I personally, and I do it, and I turn probably not supposed to, but I turn the police lights on my vehicle,
okay,
just so folks will know I'm coming through. And so I've just so you know, I personally rode through and continue to do that in that area, just so folks will have a sense of a presence.
Why there's no mark for those vehicles. Apparently right now they just wrote off the purchase of vehicles. I mean, receiver gallery can probably comment on it. Our police beats a little battle right now, but like I said, some of the vehicles that we do put officers in, they're unmarked. And I know you said before about you see more officers in marked with soap trainer. Currently, I'm 25% down the police department. I've said this before, we're in a hiring process. I got 4 officers coming out of FTO. Vehicles are coming. You're going to see a difference. And I do have a memo and an area check put out for your street. I even told them before to come to the police station, sit down, but you never sat down. Right?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
As an example of, in turn, what I'm saying that people don't come through our neighborhood. Way for over 5 hours. And no one came to officer would do.
If someone calls about a vehicle that they may seem that is abandoned or
No, not abandoned. It's just facing the wrong way.
even if it's facing the wrong way, if that's something right now that our current parking authority would handle, if that was the case. I wish we had the personnel the police personnel to ticket cars and all those good things,
Mhm.
but we just don't. And that's just being honest. We just don't.
Okay.
We have our police officers are more inclined to back up our firefighters when there's a major fire or there's a crime in the community. But that's something we can talk to the current parking authority about.
Okay.
The last part you said something about the signage on 291.
Right.
Our engineers here we've been working with PennDOT to not only talk about signage but also, I guess, the painting and the calming of traffic. Mike, Mr. Galante, you want to speak on that a little more?
Yeah, the call that Councilwoman West and Councilman Morgan referenced yesterday was about 3 particular items. One dealt with Rainey Street, the streetscape that is scheduled to start. Actually, it was going to start this week. I believe the contractor is going to mobilize next week to start breaking ground and moving forward that project. I think Councilman Roots gave a good synopsis of what that entails, the beautification, and Councilman West talking about the safety. The other component is the 291 East Coast Greenway project, which goes from Highland to Norris. That's under design, and that involves traffic calming, medians, more controlled turning movements, traffic signals, and beautification as well along 291. And then the third component of that meeting is where Councilman Morgan and Councilman West really chimed in and talked about the current safety concerns on 291, which involved, having adequate signage, striping, the 35 mile an hour striping, and working on a short-term plan with PennDOT to get their low-cost safety improvements division to come out and assist us with getting some of this stuff done under their budget, of course, and not with the city with limited resources, plus it being a PennDOT road. And that meeting there's going to be a follow-up meeting scheduled with PennDOT to work on those improvements. I also heard, if there's any questions, let me know. I also heard about 15th Street, the section with the bad potholes, that's owned by PennDOT. PennDOT is scheduled to pave that. I haven't received an update from PennDOT in a while. I'll follow up with them again and find out when they're going to be out there, because when they repave that, they're going to redo some of the striping and address some of the other concerns that you have as well. So, thanks. If there's any questions, let me know.
Vehicles on Carter Lane.
Carter Lane, that's something that Rodney and I can look at as part of a road program. We do have a road program that's starting up. There's 3 roadways getting done. Once again, limited funding. We're restricted right now to CDBG is what we utilize for our roads. But I will take a ride through, and if it meets the, we take the worst roads that we have and try to get them done first with the funding that we have. I will take a look, and if it, and I can, the first step for CDBG is to get it cleared and then get it on the schedule. So I can definitely do that. Okay, thanks.
All right, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Crawford.
Okay.
Mr. Williams.
Good morning, Mayor and City Council.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, residents. Good morning, everyone. My name is Gary Williams. I'm a business owner in the Overtown. I am a real estate broker for Berkshire Hathaway, and I'll be opening up a real estate office. One of the first real estate offices, the first Berkshire Hathaway real estate office in an urban neighborhood. I would ask, those pictures right there that I gave council and the mayor, it's a trash can, because next to the building I have, it's at 632 Avenue of the States. It's the old Berman's building for everyone that's Chester residents. The first floor has on the outside of it has a trash can, an open trash can. It's not conducive for a real estate office. I'm asking that the trash can either be closed, or I'll buy one if need be, and have a closed container like they have at Wawa, ShopRite, some other businesses. It's an open container, squirrels, whatever gets in it. Even homeless people go through there and go in the trash can. And for a business, a real estate office, it's not a good. It's an eyesore, and it's right next to the building. And I've asked, I think the streets department to either improve it, or let me do something with it, and it hasn't gotten done. And it's right next to the building. That's one thing. Once you guys have a chance to look at it, I think we can make a comment on there. The other comment I had is the lights are flickering all along Avenue of the States. I don't know what's that all about. I don't know if it's a city issue, Pico. At night, it just flickers on and off. So that was the other issue. And then the last issue, there's poles on 7th Street. I would like to cover them. I already purchased the reflective covers for the poles. It's about 7 poles, 7 to 8 poles. I would actually like to cover them with a reflective covering that would hopefully stop people from driving up on the cement. And also, I don't know if you remember, about 6 months ago, somebody actually ran into the building before I painted it blue and white and fixed it up. So the building has gone from deplorable looking to where it is now, where I can open up a real estate office. And I thank you guys. You're actually invited to the grand opening, which is going to be the 3rd week of September. And I'll update your secretary on the grand opening, because you all you guys are going to be invited. So I appreciate y'all. So I'll wait for your comments.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. First, let me say thank you for investing in the city of Chester.
Yes.
And bringing once again another business here to our great city. We appreciate your willingness to work along with us and be a part of the Chester community. The second piece is the container, the trash receptacle container out front is usually just something that's provided as a courtesy by the city. Usually, most of the businesses have to have their own way of disposing of the trash. We can move that. A number of the other businesses downtown have their own trash services or their own dumpsters or what have you. But we can work with you. We can work with you on that. The third thing, I think you said something about the lights or about wrapping of the.
It's 2 things. The lights are flickering on and off at night. My tenants, they're complaining about it. And then the poles, it's about 7 poles on 7th Street that are on that those pictures. I would just like to put it's actually something that you might see at a Target or something that's upscale. It's I should have taken a picture of them. Gold and red with a red belt. It goes right over top of those poles. It's nothing, it looks much better than the poles that are there. Either that or paint the poles a gold color so people won't, get confused. I don't know. I don't know how the guy ran into the building initially. I don't know, but
could you work with our city engineer?
Absolutely,
Michael.
Yep.
Mr. Galante. Would you be so kind to work with Mr. Williams as to see how we can be supportive of him in addressing that pole issue? And the other thing is the lights. You're correct. I saw the lights flickering myself on that part of downtown Chester between 7th and 6th.
I'm meeting Lena at 1:30 today about another actually about Rainy Street. I'll mention, we went out there, we met him before, there was a photo cell issue. I'll have him go out and check it again, and we'll try to get it resolved. Feel free to call me. I think you have my cell phone. I do. Yeah, so feel free to call me. And then the poles you're talking about, are they bollards? Are they like the bollards that stick up? I'm trying to picture what they look like.
They're on.
Yeah.
Here you go.
You just want to put a sleeve on.
Yeah, just sleeve. I'm
Okay.
glad you.
Yeah.
That's
there
the
you go.
correct
Okay.
word. Sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, I don't,
Yeah, yeah.
reflective.
That's why he's the
sleeve,
engineer.
Honestly, if they're there, reflective sleeve
Mhm.
would be, probably better, so people can see them better than what they look like now. So I
And
don't really have an issue.
I already have the sleeves, so you don't even have to. It's not a city purchase or anything, And I'll take a picture of it and give it to Mr. Calante so he can look at it.
We take the lead from our city engineer, so we should be fine.
Thank you, Council. Thank you,
Thank
Mayor.
you, and once again, welcome, and we hope your business flourishes.
Thank you, sir.
When you flourish, we flourish.
Larry, real fast. I just heard Pastor Janisa Murphy. She was running a little bit late. I told her about the rule about signing in, but she would like to present, tell you a little bit about herself. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello. My condolences to you, sir, for your loss. I am Zanessa Murphy, pastor, and I am soon to be a Chester resident. Actually, I'm excited about the new journey here. I come your way from Philadelphia, Southwest Philadelphia area, and we have a nonprofit that's established with the state of Pennsylvania that we will be coming into, in activity here as well. We have a
Excuse me.
specialty toward.
Is it possible you can move the mic a little closer?
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
smaller. Thank
The
you.
mask. I'm sorry. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry, everyone. We specialize in ministry toward the young adults. We understand that there is a issue with shootings and different things of that nature. So we will be trying to meet with some of the pastors and bishops, to which I actually have connections with Highland Avenue, 6 and Highland Avenue, Bishop Victor Fletcher, and the Prayer Center Church of Deliverance is a very good connection with us. And so we'll be working with him as well to try to talk to and minister to the young people and young adults. We'll be doing different giveaways and things of that nature. We already have coat drive, a winter coat drive, in affiliation with the Burlington Coat Factory, who will be donating hundreds of coats for adults and children, and we will be distributing those. We're hoping to do that sometime in November. We will also be connecting with, and I've been writing names and titles down since I've been sitting here. This is my first city council meeting here. And so, I'm hoping to get a little guidance here of who to talk to, who to connect with, as far as the food as well. We'll be doing food pantry, giving away food to the families, trying to just help as much as possible. In addition to this, I also am the assistant property manager at Hillside Manor Apartments, which is here in Chester, and 1127 Ward Street. One of the reasons also that I'm here is to ask about speed bumps in that area. It seems that a little drag racing is taking place around in the evening hours, and someone almost, got hit, and a child. There are no speed bumps. I don't see them. I don't know if that's something that is permitted here in Chester. I know we have a lot of them in Philadelphia because people speed a lot in there. But if it's possible, and there's paperwork or documentation that's needed, um, licensing, anything like that, we could provide that, but it would make it a safer journey along Ward Street and Curran Street. In that area, it would be so much safer for the young people and the adults there, because I would hate to, learn of a fatality because of speeding. And that's it. And I'm just so happy. I'm excited to come down to Chester with our ministry, and to do my best to help the city of Chester. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Murphy, and once again, welcome to the great city of Chester. We appreciate just so you know, Philadelphia did something that wasn't quite right.
Okay.
They and I'm not talking about William Penn. I'm talking about the hoagie. The hoagie was originated here in the city of Chester.
Okay.
So when we have
How
to
about the
remind,
cheesesteak?
that might have been at Womack's. That might
Oh,
have been
okay.
Chester too. So welcome and thank you. And concerning speed bumps, everything has it has a cost. We always work with our city engineer and with our law enforcement personnel and our fire officials because heavy equipment has to go in and out of those areas, and
Okay.
we always try to balance and weigh the cost of those vehicles coming through.
Okay.
How the speed bumps also affect them as well.
Okay.
There are a number of neighborhoods that would love us to have speed bumps in them. We love to be able to accommodate, but once again, there's always a cost associated with it. So we will definitely be looking at your request.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Commissioner?
Good morning, Mayor, Council. I just want to give everyone a notice. Chester Biddy League has kicked off, sponsored part with the District Attorney's Office. Sun Village Park will be this weekend, Saturday 9 to 1. But more importantly, on Sunday, it's going to be 9 to 4. There is a book bag giveaway along with a game truck, moon bounce, free haircuts for students, hot dogs, pretzels, water ice, open to everyone until they run out. And also, Council Morgan, I salute you on your event last week. A lot of big props to you, man. Community speaking. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no one else at the
Executive session.
Come on.
Mayor.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Only because you're my crossing guard. You know that.
Thank you. Between 10th and 12th of Pine Lane.
Give your name and
Oh,
your
I'm
address.
sorry. Good morning. My name is Linda Johnson. I live on Pine Lane. Between 12th and 10th, it's a one-way street going down, and they fly down there in the cars real fast and on the motorcycles every day, all day, and it's really dangerous. And probably could use a watch children signs because they act like it's no kids up there. Or speed bump or something. It's really dangerous. My grandkids come to visit me, and I had to sit out there with them and make sure they stay on the sidewalk or in the front yard because it's dangerous. A ramp, if we can get a ramp going from 291 across so we can get safely across to Ethel Waters Park. It's dangerous. My girlfriend almost got hit. We go down there every Tuesday. I didn't make it yesterday, but she almost got hit going across trying to get to Ethel Waters Park. And the light down at Ethel Waters Park where the DJ is set up to play the music, that lamp pole light is out. And the porta potties that was down there was really filthy. We couldn't even go to the bathroom in it, and this is on a Tuesday when they was having the function. And I apologize, I didn't know I was supposed to sign up. The last one I went to here years ago, we just lined up, so I didn't know I was supposed to sign up today. Is there any way we get a committee or a group of people for all the lots, empty lots in Chester that are growing up real high, and the alleys behind people's houses and stuff really need to be weed whacked and cut, and I wouldn't mind being a part of that because I did landscaping, for a lot of years. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We'll look into those issues, both the lights and as far as bridge across at the waters. That's something that, once again, we're trying to make it as safe as possible for our residents to be able to go from one side of the city to the other side, to the waterfront side. So those are some things that you heard earlier that are in progress, and we'll work on that porta potty. You're welcome. Y'all pushing the limits today, ain't y'all, Mr. Silly? Come on, Mr. Silly.
Good morning.
Man, I love you.
To everyone. This is a new process. The old process, I was looking for that. It didn't happen, so I was at the end. So inshallah, God's willing. So I just like, my name is Amin Abdul Salim. I live 240 Patterson Street. And I just like to say very briefly that, I hear a lot of good ideas and so forth, and there are going to be some good ideas. There are going to be some ideas that you have not gotten yet. So be open for these ideas, this new order that have not been had before. So we want to keep up with that. We want to, know when this happens. We want to know what is happening. It's the great thing, inshallah. So with that, sir, I'd like to just stop at this point, inshallah. God's willing. I thank you much, sir. Thank you much.
Thank you, Mr. Salim.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Jonathan Roper. I currently live on McAdams Street in Sun Hill. I've been experiencing issues with the parking authority, specifically the residential parking program. I've lived in Sun Hill for over a year now, and I've never once gotten any notification about the new parking rule, which requires residents to register their car with the parking authority at City Hall in person. I got nothing in the mail, nobody knocking on doors to explain anything. And as far as I know, it's been no collaboration with local landlords, which would be common sense, as the majority of Chester residents rent. Once I started getting tickets, I tried contacting the parking authority and was told that I have to come in person to acquire the parking permit. I attempted to explain that I work a full-time morning job and a part-time night job. I tried to explain to the administration staff that by the time I was required to arrive at my morning job, the parking authority wasn't even open yet, and that by the time I got off work, they was already closed. Once I started getting more tickets, I tried calling again to see if there was anything I can do, they could do. I was told that I'd have to pay off all my previous tickets to get the parking permit. The tickets that, in my opinion, I was receiving unjustly as though I was being punished just for working in the city of Chester. When I inquired about a parking plan, when I inquired about a payment plan, I was told that because of the actions of others, they completely scrapped the payment plan. So as of now, I'm expected to pay back thousands of dollars just for parking in front of my house. Now, my car is at risk of being booted and towed just because I was parking in front of my house where I live at. I've been left with no other choice but to leave my car in a private lot and walk home at night. This is not only an inconvenience, but also puts my life in danger, as I'm pretty sure we all know just how dangerous Chester gets at night. Just the other week, my home was targeted and robbed, thousands of dollars stolen, with absolutely no follow-up from the Chester police, even with all the cameras that are behind Widener campus. So I'm just not exactly sure how this program is really supposed to help the city of Chester when the only ones who are really suffering from this are the residents.
Let me just say this first. Have you spoken with Mr. Lanier, who is probably in his office today?
No, I've spoken to somebody, Officer Wilmore.
I would recommend, and he's probably in his office as we speak downstairs today, because the parking authority also have hearings, just like we have council meetings. They have meetings as well. I would recommend that you would stop down today and speak with him.
Who was his name again? Sorry.
His name is Erwin, Erwin Lanier.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Okay. And the other thing is, and I have to say this because I know we have our times of trials and tribulation when it comes to some violence in our community. But I would be remiss if I did not say that the work of our law enforcement personnel has been, and along with our state troopers and the district attorney's office, has been second to none. That violent crime has been reduced significantly. We hope one day we hope to be at zero, but I want folks to know it's like the pastor that just moved here. That violent crime has been reduced significantly in the city when other cities are having a severe uptick in violent crimes. The city of Chester is kind of reversed that. But we would love to work with you. Please, if you don't have an opportunity to see Mr. Lanier, stay here and talk to me, and I'll see if we can get that meeting together.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Councilman Williams.
Hi, Mayor.
Hi.
I'd like to, yeah, this is the afternoon. Good afternoon. I would like to,
Not yet.
I'd like to say congratulations to Miss Carter. She's a hardworking person and a beautiful woman. And I thank Scope for honoring her. Wonderful person, wonderful person. Mayor, I have some information in reference to the fundings that are still available. For the one is for the rent, Delco ERA. The other one is for your mortgage, Pennsylvania Homeowners Assistance Funding. And the third one is for Habitat of Humanity, for anyone that need their home fixed, seniors that need their home fixed. And if you'd like to have these applications, they are available in City Hall and downstairs at the front desk. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you, Councilwoman, and thank you for that program that has helped so many of our residents to date. Councilman Roots?
Good morning, all. 3 quick things in no particular order. Mr. Crawford, I'm glad you're still here. You were talking about the waterfront and the amenities at the waterfront. Trust that in time you're going to see a lot of growth with recreation on the waterfront. If I were to start with what's certainly coming almost immediately, I learned this new word from our engineer, pergola. Did I say it right?
That's correct.
Pergola. So right there where the boats go into the water, where people dock their boats, to the right, there's some benches and some trees. Some of that's going to be replaced with a structure that I can't really describe other than a pavilion that doesn't quite have a roof on it, but there'll be new lighting, new benches. It's going to be a great gatherings place. I was just in a meeting yesterday, and I think this is far off, but there's some conversation about a beach being put in right there at the waterfront, right there near the Narsh Street lot. And lastly, there's a company that will soon announce a really major investment that they're putting in on the waterfront area that's going to attract a lot of people, and they're certainly focusing on our community to be using it. I wish I could say more, but they want to keep it under wraps until they make an announcement. But that's going to be huge, and I think it's maybe 2 to 3 years to be constructed. But our waterfront is going to be popping in the next 3 to 5 years, Council, would you say? Yeah. All right, the second thing, I wish Mr. Williams was still here, the Berkshire Hathaway realtor. He mentioned one thing that was really slight but really important. Berkshire Hathaway does not show up in communities like Chester. They're luxury home type realtors. So I'm really interested to see what the situation is with Berkshire Hathaway here in Chester. It is not of their ilk to be showing up in places like this, and they've been criticized for doing so. So we really need to get to know Mr. Williams real well, and hopefully he can bring the market rate homes to the city of Chester. Sun Village Park Playground.squarespace.com. Sun Village Park Playground.squarespace.com is a website that the Kaboom people have put together so that we can follow the work that's being done for the new playset that's going in on September 29th. It's also the site that you can go to volunteer to help build the playset. sunvillageparkplayground.squarespace.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman West?
Good morning, everyone. I just like to say first that I want to continue to encourage our residents to recycle. There's an annual report that my office turns in every year, and based on our tonnage, it makes us eligible for funding on our recycling efforts. So I'm asking everyone to continue to do the recycling. Please do not mix your regular trash with the recycling. I know there have been some concerns that where I've been told that maybe some of our vendor might combine trash, but I watch that and I go around the city and I haven't seen that going on. Not I haven't seen it, but that's not to say that you don't see what you see. But I will continue to partner with the vendor and the community to make sure that we're not commingling and that we're continuing our recycling efforts. Also, I want to let you know that my staff and I in the Public Works Department, we are on our second notice to our constituency who have handicap parking. If you've gotten that second letter to come in and renew, and your renewal fee is $25, it's only $25. If you've ignored the first notice and the second notice, and you've not renewed since 2017 or 16, we have some that go back as far as 14. And, during the COVID season, when we had COVID, that was impacting our staffing and what have you here, we weren't able to go through the files to bring them up to date. And that's what we're doing now, bringing everything up to date, making sure that you're renewing your handicap parking. And if after that second notice, we don't hear from you, then your sign will be taken down. And we realize some people have moved and some people are now unfortunately deceased. But we are looking at that. I just want to let you know, you've already gotten 2 letters from me. And so if your parking sign is not there one day, it's because you failed to come in and acknowledge the notices that were sent to you. Hopefully you're not that person, but I just want to let you know that we are removing the signs. Thank you.
Thank you, Council.
Yeah, downstairs and see Miss Antrine Wilson. Thank you.
Councilman Morgan?
Yes. So excuse me. I just want to also, I apologize. I'm trying to get right. Also want to acknowledge Miss Rosetta Carter, who has always done a great amount of work in the health department for the city of Chester, from assisting and providing resources to the youth, to the adults. She does great work, and I'm thankful for the scoop for acknowledging her acts of service that she does for the city of Chester and its residents. So Miss Rosetta Carter, she stays up night and day in my email to make sure that the health department is providing what they need to do, such as fans for those individuals that need fans throughout the heat wave in the city of Chester, making sure that everyone is getting vaccinated. I think I'll probably wake up every morning about 6 or 7 a.m. and get a new email from Miss Rosetta Carter. So she's always working, always doing great service for the community. And again, thanks for the scoop for acknowledging that and doing all that they do in our community as far as bringing things to light as well. So moving forward, the financial department, we're wrapping up our 2019 audit. We just had a draft provided from our CPA from the firm. Today, you may have heard a resolution to approve Milligan and Company, the CPA firm, for the engagement of the 2020 audit. So we're trying to move right along. We are behind on our financial audits. Hopefully, we can be able to get the 2020 audit wrapped up by the end of this year and steam right on forward to 2021 as well. So the American Rescue Plan, today you heard two resolutions for the City Hall roof replacement and the vehicle fleet purchase for Public Works and the Fire Department. We intend to use quite a bit of money from the American Rescue Plan for internal government operational purposes. So those are two resolutions that were approved today. We had a meeting in July with the public where we heard a good amount of feedback from the public. We took down all of those questions, comments, concerns, and where we will be bringing that back to the community in October. So you'll be on the lookout for that next updated flyer and invitation to come out and hear from the city of Chester and how we'll respond to those questions and hear about the budget and the actual city's financial planning for 2023 as well. So more to come with the American Rescue Plan and how those funds will be distributed out to the community so that you all can benefit from that from different categories as well. Back to school event. So thank you, Commissioner Gresky. We had a back to school event in the first ward over the weekend. We gave out about 125 book bags. It was a nice event. Had some vendors out there with game trucks, moon bounces, cotton candy, and things like that. But we have an even bigger one coming up this Friday, August 26th, from 2 to 5 p.m. at Chester High School in Air Park. We'll be giving out book bags. This is partnered with the city of Chester, myself, the finance department, and Bilal Nichols of the Las Vegas Raiders from the city of Chester. He's partnered with this as well. He's contributing and donating some book bags and supplies. Chester Upland School District and many more that's sponsoring with the event. We'll possibly give out maybe around 2,500 to 3,000 book bags. So if you have a child or a neighbor or anyone who needs a book bag or just want to come out to enjoy the festivities, because we'll also have face painting, moon bounces, game trucks, and things like that as well for individuals to enjoy that those hours between 2 to 5. So August 26th, book bag giveaway, sponsored with the city of Chester and Chester Upland School District from 2 to 5 p.m. in Air Park. And job postings. Just continue to be on the lookout for job postings for employment opportunities here in the city of Chester. You will be seeing the job posting for the Director of Human Resources here in the city of Chester. Our HR director has recently found a new home or a new employer, elevating her knowledge and her job opportunities. So we will be posting for Director of HR in the coming weeks. So we currently have other job postings on the website as well. So if you may be interested or see what we are offering, just go to the City of Chester's website. I think it's chestercity.com. There's a tab for jobs, and you'll see what we have currently available or what we're looking for. So with that, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Let me say this real quickly before I forget. We will be going into executive session immediately after the gaveling out of this council meeting. On September the 21st, there'll be a Delcora public meeting to discuss the tunnel project that the Delcora would like to move forward with. We need the public's input. That's going to be held here at City Hall beginning at 6 p.m. That's September the 21st. So please come out and learn more, let your voices be heard, find out exactly what's going on. The food truck festival. Please, we've been having a ball. This Friday is coming up, the food truck festival. Come on out and join everyone. Downtown is lit up like a light bulb and with just some positive activity. And so we're asking folks to come on down, bring your kids, bring your parents and your grandparents, and come down and have a very, very good time. We're trying to see if we're going to extend that into September. But right now it has been extremely successful. The Memorial Park project that Councilman Roots has spoke on earlier, It's a project that we're looking at, a much larger project to deal with when it comes with losing loved ones. We'll talk more about that. We've been working with the Stormwater Authority, the creation of a pond, benches, and other things that'll be down there that I think that I know the community will be well pleased with. It's a way of remembering our loved ones in a very not so much private, but a very positive and calming way. So we as we move closer to that project, we'll share more with that project with everyone. Oh, I have to say this. I don't get out. I'm not out that much at night, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Miss Beaver only has 2 lights, and I think it might the darkness might be because there are a number of trees in your area, right? So we might have to do something. I have to try to see how we rectify that. But I rode in the city last night. About 10 o'clock, and I rode down 7th Street and I rode down 9th Street. I just rode down a couple of the number of the streets, and I was in awe because how bright our city is. I've never seen the city this bright, and it's because of the lighting program. Not only the lighting program, but the camera program. If you get a chance, I encourage you, get a chance, ride down the city. Ride, see for yourself how bright this city is today compared to past times. Please. I think every now and then, sometimes we have to give ourselves props in working with this mayor and council and with other state agencies to help us get to where we are today. And I remember this city just being real dim and dark. It is not that way today. So if you get a chance tonight, ride down, take a ride down 9th or 7th or even 3rd Street and see how bright our city is. I want to close out by saying this. I want to thank each and every one who provided condolences on the transition of my brother. On behalf of myself and my family, it was greatly appreciated. It was a difficult time, and healing process has taken place, but it could not happen without the prayers of others and the support of others. So thank you so very much. Don't forget, executive session. Have a great day.